Well, hello everyone, dear friends. I'm really glad that you came to this little lesson. Today, you will learn how to create cool, stylish videos using Midjourney and accordingly develop yourself in this AI field. In the future, you could even start making money from it because one of my videos got 170,000 views and you can't imagine how many requests I received to make videos. We will dive completely into Midjourney and I will show you exactly what I do, how I do it, and what results we get in the end. Let's take a look at where we're going to start. We will do something similar together. We'll go over how to create a transition through the mouth and also look at how to create a transition through the eyes so that you can fully understand the mechanics of how all this can be done in Midjourney. Because I think that many of you who have tried to do something in Midjourney have run into difficulties. You haven't been able to make such a transition, but today we'll go over it. So let's get started. Here's my screen. And we'll start from the very beginning, that is, which subscription you should actually choose. We have the basic plan, standard plan, pro plan, and mega plan. I don't recommend considering the basic plan at all because you won't be able to do anything here, no videos at all. So we just rule this one out. The standard plan gives us 15 hours of generation and you could buy it, but I still recommend going for the pro plan because here you get unlimited generation of SD videos. This way you can experiment before you start making a full-fledged video for yourself or for your Instagram. You can practice without using up your hours, so this is really the most cost-effective plan. And the 30 hours here should be more than enough for you to create in the future, I think. I think you can make about 10 videos in 3 hours. The mega plan is, of course, a more advanced option, more for experienced users who already know what they want. I think you can consider this plan in the future. That is, in the future, you can even subscribe to an annual plan, $96 per month, which isn't that much if you have some really big orders. You can choose the standard plan or the pro plan. It all depends on your budget. Accordingly, for those in Russia, you will have difficulties paying for the subscription. I recommend One to Pay because here you can open a virtual card and using cryptocurrency, bank transfer, Sberbank, Tinkoff, and others. Oh, T-Bank, you can top up this virtual card and pay for your subscription without any problems. I'll leave a link where you can register and get access. Next, we always use ChatGPT. ChatGPT is an absolutely amazing tool that will help you create high-quality prompts and you'll be able to easily generate cool images and animations, including proper camera movement. With prompts, you control everything completely, the camera, the models, everything depends entirely on the prompt. Let's get started. What do we need? First, we need to embark on the creative process of generating a character, for instance, either a girl or a guy. In my specific scenario, the chosen character will be a girl. Therefore, I envision a truly stylish girl, a fashionable and chic young woman, specifically one with elegant braids cascading down, adorned with a variety of eye-catching and complementary accessories. She will be wearing a pristine white t-shirt featuring an interesting and unique print paired with a well-fitted and stylish skirt that completes her overall look. Next, what do we need? We definitely need to specify the location. As night falls upon the vibrant city of Tokyo, its bustling streets become illuminated by an extraordinary and pervasive display of dazzling neon signs, visible everywhere one looks. I will use the color based on a reference, meaning the manager can't upload their own image, so where will they get the color from the picture itself? So you can absolutely write, for example, I like this color or that color, maybe something cinematic, so it has a blue or green tint, or so that there is a natural white balance. So what's next? She's wearing a white t-shirt with a print, and for the lens I'm writing 10 millimeters. I really love wide angles, so that's why 10 millimeters, a 10 millimeter lens. All right, that's it, we've got it, we're writing. That's it, we've indeed just got the prompt now. Now we move on to Midjourney. As I previously mentioned, here I will carefully upload the reference image, and once uploaded, the reference is indeed set. I already possess a small foundational base that I consistently utilize, specifically regarding the color palette that I find most aesthetically pleasing, and I will proceed to upload it. Well, let's say for instance that the reference image is now completely set. Okay, and then we can confidently begin the process of generating the desired image. Right now, our current task is to create as many truly cool images as possible, and then, from these generated images, we'll be able to seamlessly generate animations. meaning smooth transitions from one girl to another. So, well, I basically really like the vibrant colors and the overall aesthetic, but I genuinely want something more substantial and visually captivating, so I am actively generating many more diverse images. I want to carefully pick probably a distinctly different one from the current selection. Here I truly and genuinely like this particular girl's image very much. So that's it. We already have a certain number of images now. Sometimes it can take maybe around 10 generations or even more to really get some truly interesting and genuinely attractive girls that meet our specific criteria and expectations. So I'm looking at this image now, and honestly, this particular one isn't very good at all. In fact, I don't really find it appealing or satisfactory here. Therefore, I will proceed to add a specific instruction. I'll add, make the girl significantly more attractive, which means you can simply write it down just like that. You can also consider adding more general attractiveness, perhaps by enhancing her overall appeal. Furthermore, you could add a distinct hairstyle, maybe a chic short hairstyle, or alternatively make the hair considerably long, that is, flowing, beautiful long hair. Ultimately, the specific choice of hair length or style doesn't truly matter. The key is that you have the freedom to experiment extensively with various options and different approaches, and through this iterative process of trial and error, you will most certainly achieve the desired and optimal result you are aiming for. So there are indeed far too many accessories, but it's actually not bad at all. In fact, it's already quite good. Yeah, it's truly turning out exceptionally well, so I'll proceed to do another one. Now let's carefully observe and see precisely how much time it genuinely takes. Perhaps around 1 minute or so, right? It typically takes approximately 1 full minute to successfully generate 4 distinct images. Okay, no. Be sure not to completely forget to also specifically specify the aspect ratio of 9:16, because that is indeed the optimal format. That is the precise format that genuinely lets you make a video in the Instagram format, especially for Reels, which are very popular. I think I'll also add, you know what? I'll definitely add realism. Realism, that's precisely it. Just simply write realism and it automatically and seamlessly adds it to the prompt, making the image generation process much more detailed and lifelike. So in Midjourney, or really when you are generating any kind of digital images, it's quite similar to a casino in its own unique way. This particular one is not bad either. In fact, it's quite good. So you just patiently sit here, continuously generating various iterations until you ultimately achieve the precise and desired result that you are truly looking for. In any case, we keep generating, and later on we'll simply have more options of girls to choose from to make the transition. Alright, I believe that's more than sufficient for our current needs. We genuinely have an ample array of options to meticulously choose from at this point, so for our next step, my intention is to meticulously craft and introduce a brand new, distinct prompt. Let's also endeavor to subtly yet effectively change things up a bit, perhaps introducing some fresh elements to keep the creative process engaging. I will specifically write to ChatGPT with a detailed request. Let's completely change the outfit, perhaps incorporating a comfortable and stylish light hoodie, or alternatively a sleek and modern bomber jacket, specifically a lightweight bomber for a more casual yet refined look. Furthermore, it's crucial to remember that she is prominently wearing large, distinctive white headphones, which are a key visual element we should retain and emphasize in the description. Again, we add a reference as well as a style reference so that the colors don't change. Because if you don't add a style reference, the generated colors will always be different. So you either need to specify the exact colors or add your own reference for the color scheme. We'll do several versions as well, although maybe we'll get something interesting on the first try. Yes, this is very good. This one is actually excellent. It really looks quite great. But here, as you can clearly see, it's quite dark. It's very dark, although the angle itself turned out to be quite interesting. And here it's far too blurry. Everything absolutely needs to be sharp and in focus. Let's do it again, also with a style reference, ensuring everything is perfectly aligned and visually appealing. By the way, this one also turned out pretty well. This one too, I like it. Let's make it bright. Let's change the clothes. Light blue jeans, sneakers, white Nike sneakers, white Nike sneakers. You can specify the model, for example, Air Force or Air Max, it doesn't matter. Next, white sneakers, a crop top, you can use a Nike crop top. Look, we've already completed about, almost 10 full generations here. Let's take a moment to see precisely how much time we've actually spent. We've spent a total of 10 minutes, and that is perfectly fine. Alright, so we have a brand new prompt here, ready for another exciting and creative iteration. Oh, and before we proceed, let's make sure to completely remove the headphones from the subject in the image. Yes, carefully take them off. And then in their place, we should definitely add some really stylish and fashionable glasses, for example, a pair that truly enhances their look. We can certainly achieve that, right? It should be a straightforward and effective modification. No, let's completely remove them. Definitely remove the headphones. Let's absolutely do that. So that's essentially it. We already have more than enough. In fact, you can easily create a compelling video from just 3 distinct scenes. In almost every single shot, we have different beautiful girls, professional models. Some of them are wearing headphones, right? It certainly looks quite stylish, but it's not always very natural. Let's do a few more. Sometimes you can put something truly amazing together really quickly and efficiently, but other times, honestly, you can spend like 8 long hours just to meticulously generate the precise right frames that will genuinely let you create something truly vibrant, visually appealing, and exceptionally beautiful. I think we'll do a couple more generations now, so I don't particularly like that she's sitting. I definitely don't want that. Let's write in charge 5 that I absolutely do not want her to be sitting. It's already looking pretty good, actually. You see, we've got a really cool Nike, so we can actually add a real authentic brand now, a truly real brand. Also, in Mid-Journey, you can indeed add real things, but I think we'll go over that in much more detail later once I thoroughly figure out how to do it myself, how it all precisely works. And I think there will be a short, informative lesson just like this one, which will clearly show you how to add real objects and effectively work with certain specific brands. Yeah, not bad at all. Look, she can even like gracefully dance or perform something truly beautiful and captivating, but in fact, as you can clearly see, we already have many different angles and perspectives, and now we can confidently start experimenting with them. I think I'll proceed to do a couple more generations right now to explore further possibilities. Alright, let's choose from what we have so far, what we can pick. Here, she's wet. I don't really like that. Here, it's blurry. This one's not bad, but I don't like that it's dark. By the way, this particular one turned out to be truly and exceptionally beautiful indeed, yes. Okay, so let us now commence with precisely what we absolutely need to accomplish. That is, how to effectively and smoothly create a seamless transition through the mouth area. Firstly, we will undoubtedly need to meticulously generate a mouth. For instance, I already possess a very clear and precise reference image that I can utilize. Now, let us proceed to delve into GPT as well, because I specifically require a comprehensive description of this particular image, ensuring that there are absolutely no speech bubbles present within it, just to be clear, without any bubbles whatsoever. For example, yes, that's right. Okay, we take ours, upload it here, and now we need a reference so that it more or less understands what we want from it, and I definitely recommend using one. Sometimes, for example, I generated this image just with the neural network, that is without any references at all. The hardest part, guys, is the idea itself. What exactly to create, how the camera will move, what will actually happen. You really need to have some visual experience for this. I'll also leave some websites or tips where you can get familiar and learn how to come up with ideas. So we more or less have some kind of mouth here, which is quite interesting and perhaps a bit amusing in its current form, wouldn't you agree? It's kind of funny, right? Despite its initial appearance, I actually want to keep going with this process and refine it further. As you can clearly see, we don't always get exactly what we want or anticipate right away when we begin. It's a gradual process that certainly doesn't happen instantly or with immediate perfection. Yes, let's definitively make this the very first frame. Look closely. Here's precisely what we need to do. We currently have our initial first frame, right? This particular girl positioned here. We carefully take the starting frame and the corresponding ending frame. So in order to successfully have smooth animation, we absolutely need to do it exactly like this.